So you got your journal, got it in your hand, and you're so excited. What do we do next? In today's video, that is what I want to elaborate on, the different ways that you can journal, seeing it and then being overwhelmed because you're like, wow, I have to fill this entire thing with my own thoughts. That's a lot. Freeform journaling, the version that I myself adhere to about 90% of the time. Date it, put a time, maybe the weather, and you just go for it. That's where you can talk about your day, talk about who you talk to, talk about what you ate that day. Freeform is like word vomit. It's literally just blah, whatever you have in your mind, blah. Because you can just take everything and just dump it on a page, emptying the mind, letting it all go, having it somewhere to be. You have your journal open. This is what you'll see, blank pages. It's scary. A freeform entry is just the date, the time, and then you have the entire canvas of the notebook to work with. That could be a paragraph, it could be a sentence, it could be a whole entire page. There are no boundaries with it. So you could even use both of the pages as one entry. You could have it like this, you could have it like this, anything that helps you get it on the page. Today's date, and then from there, I'll just time it. It is about 12:20 right now. Just literally write whatever it is that's in my head on this page. I also love freeform because it gives you the access to do whatever you want with your journal as well. And so, for example, I got these. They're a little transparent, so you can kind of see what you're writing through the page. And then I've got these little sticky notes here in this cute little booklet. This is actually from the dollar store. I also had just your classic markers here in which you can use to mark your pages. I typically have these as like things I want to remember. If I'm reading back in my journal, then I can like find a part that really means something to me. So all of these are tools that I use when I'm freeform journaling. Make it however you want it, instead of keeping it in your head, because when you keep it in your head, we lose track of where we are, what thoughts we have, what our priorities are. So when we get to dump it all out, that gives us the opportunity to really look at the entire landscape of our mind and really get a good picture of it so that we can navigate through it. What means most to us, what doesn't mean most to us, and really just sift through the garbage and the trash and the overstimulation, and really get a clear head and a clear vision on where we want to be. And what if you don't know what to write? Well, luckily for you and me and everyone, prompts. They are inner questions that we should be asking ourselves, you know, like, who am I? What do I want from this life? What kind of life do I want to lead? Simple questions of like, how was your day? Or how am I feeling right now? Or you could go a little bit more specific, be like, how does my feet feel in this space? Journaling with a prompt is easy, and there's many places where you can go to get your prompts. In this book, they have listed here morning prompts, self-reflection prompts. I actually just did this one here not too long ago. Goal-oriented prompts, productivity prompts, self-healing prompts. For example, I am going to blur this image just because I don't want you to actually read what I actually wrote. When you journal with a prompt, you're just gonna write at the top here. And then, for example, the prompt that I chose was write down 10 things I love about myself. And right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are just short little paragraphs that I wrote corresponding to the question up here. The little stickies from my set right there, just to kind of give it a little extra pizzazz with a little page marker down below. But prompt journaling is really good for you to kind of have something to work on and then expand on it. I gave myself a little bit of extra room just in case I want to expand on it a little bit more. A great resource for you guys is actually the journaling subreddit. I recommend you go in there. That's where people really share their own ideas, they're not shy enough to share what's in their journals, they can definitely help you get started with that. So I definitely recommend checking that out for sure. I love prompt journaling. It makes it easy when I'm not really feeling like sitting down and just mind dumping, writing it all down. You know, I don't want my hand to cramp or anything like that, like it's been a long day. Take a prompt from the internet, remember something someone said in a conversation and want to expand on that. I believe from there, because that is just so easy and it gets you writing and it gets you flowing, that's where it transitions more into the free form, and then you really get into a flow state. You're like writing, and then you keep turning the page and you're like, wow, this is only came from a prompt. Like it was a literal question about like, what did I eat today? And then I'm now talking about this bad thing that happened. I'll take a prompt, I'll write about it, and then I'll call that for my session during the day. Camera battery died and I had to jostle it around, so if the angle's a little different, sorry about that. Bullet journaling. I use mine just as my daily log. It gave me a little bit of structure. It helped me remember what I was doing throughout the day, or if I needed to keep track of a certain metric, that is something that I use. Think of it as a planner rather than a diary. It's a companion to my actual journal. This guy came with me everywhere, and currently I have this one as I'm working on as my daily companion as of today. This is my first one, and this is my second one. This is a Moleskine. This is the pocket notebook, and in here, this is where I planned my life, and I wrote down anything and everything. I don't know if it's catching up on camera. Anything and everything that I had going on throughout the day. It all starts off with an index. This is where you'll number the pages and then you'll have a corresponding heading to it. And so I started this one back in August. I have my future log, which we'll go over. I have my August days, in which that's a full 30 to 31 day calendar. I have August tasks. These are goals. These are things that I want to keep up with, try to achieve by the end of the month. And then I have the August actual days, page 6 to 100 pretty much, and that pretty much fills up the entire notebook here. My future log. And so this is from the month that we're starting on into future months. So we have August, September, October, November, December, and January. And in here I just have different things that are really meaningful to me and I want to keep track of. The next page is August days, and so this is the date from 1 all the way to 31, and this is where I will put the major events of the actual month. There was a meteor shower that was happening during this month that I wanted to keep track of. Sabrina Carpenter released her album here. We hop to the next page, which is the actual August tasks, and these are just things that I wanted to make sure that I achieved for the month. And these are all separate pages in which all am listed in the index. This is where you're gonna keep track of everything. The date, I started on a Friday. Daily metrics is here. This is where you would put anything that you want to keep track of, like your weight, if you're taking your vitamins. Task section here. It's really easy to fill this section up with just a whole bunch of tasks and get lost in it and then hyperfixate on it. And then that's all you can think about, which sucks. So I always recommend sticking to, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 different tasks throughout the day, just so that you can kind of get a handle of everything. If you guys want a more expanded video on this topic, I can definitely do that. I'd love to do that. Just let me know in the comments. I got mine in a pocket moleskin. This is the only time I'm gonna get it in a pocket moleskin, because this thing is literally like the price of almost this big ass one. So I'm like, well, as I use my big journals as like mind dumps, I use this as kind of a mind map. So I'm gonna wrap it up there. I just wanted to introduce you to these different ways of going about journaling, and if one of them sticks for you, then that's awesome. I believe journaling should be something that everybody does, whether it be big or small, whether it be daily or monthly. If we don't understand ourselves, how can we understand others? That's the main thing. It's just being better. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment down below about something about what you wrote about or what you have questions on. I'm open ears. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you in the next video.